Yo, YouTube, what's up? Shit, done. JPL, I'm back again. It's done. Done. JPL, man. Grand rising to all my light beings out there. So, before I get started with this short little time that I'm gonna speak, go follow me on Instagram at JPR_27. That's at JPR_27. And you can follow my Facebook, add me on Facebook, JPL Millie Rock, original as Millie Rock. Okay, no further ado, let's get into it. So, it's been a lot going on the beginning of the February month. So, I don't know if plenty of y'all have been, paying attention. All my spirit beings out there, everybody that's it's highly vibrated, and I just want to say, like, in this live, man, I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to get too in the stream. I don't want to get too far-fetched away from the subject, because right now I don't really have a subject right now per se, but I'm gonna use this because my last time that I had, I shared my knowledge and shared, my perspective of how I see Birmingham, Alabama, which is I'm from, the artists, the platforms and all that. When I spoke on that, I had either a blogger, I don't know if it's a subscriber or whatever, question my statements and question my analysis without even listening to my whole video. So now I'm gonna convert back to explaining myself without running out of so much time. I only get so much time to speak because my SD card, I'm not good with technology like that, far as per se, when it comes to, blogging and all the stuff that everybody else is really pretty much great at. Every kids and teenagers from age varied groups from ages from 18 to 25. I know most majority of that crowd, the Generation Z and X, they very good at blogging and whatever and all that. I'm not a blogger. I'm a 80s baby. I was digital before. I was original before digital, like my man Richie Richards say. So I'm gonna take my time to speak a little bit about some of the stuff I talked about without just talking only about that, because this particular blog I'm doing today is to clear up some stuff about me, about my city, and about my perspective on how I feel about certain things, and without me going in so much deep detail. Also, I want to say this too. After I say, like, give me 2 more weeks, and I promise you a whole new look, a whole new, outlook or whatever, a whole new theme. I've been contemplating on, like I said, location. Thing is location, and I don't want to set up somewhere where, I may not be no longer dwelling, So, no further ado, I want to give y'all this, this morning, earliest February the 6th, 7:30, as I'm looking at, my monitor flat right now, and I want to say this, so don't get it twisted. At the end of the day, I am conscious. I'm not perfect. I don't think there's a being on this planet that's perfect, but I'm gonna say this in so many short words to the blogger or whatever that commented on my last stream, whatever I put up, and I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I have a consistency, and I have an intellect that's way beyond of the words that I pick at the time when I pick them. I have a way far far-fetched mind capacity than the norm. I am highly intelligent without any educational documentation, as far as certification, or certificates or whatever you need, documentation of the proof of knowledge, spirituality. The spirit world gives you things that the physical world can't give you. And that's something that a lot of you bloggers don't understand, some of the conscious world don't understand. The uploads give you everything you need. The universe gives you everything you need. All you gotta do is ask for it. That's it. And be calm, humble, and realistic with yourself. I'm not on here for no one to follow me on YouTube. I'm not here. All I ask for is support. Reason I ask for support is for this. If, not if, meaning aiming for a higher situation, a higher involvement in life, a higher capacity of giving. The gift that keeps giving, that's what I'm about. So whether it's content that I provide or if it's a topic that helps someone to relate to what I'm going through, it can help them come up out of their circumstances, creating a healthy thinking environment, untoxic environment, stress-free you're stress-free. You're stress-free. And what I mean by that is I learned this from out of this book called 40 Hour Work. I think it's the 40 Hour Work, 40 Hour, from saying the book title wrong, may be, but it's written by this guy named Timothy Ferris, if I'm saying his name right, but I've been reading this book, and I'm in like probably almost the 60th page of the book. It's like, I think it's like a 300, 400 page read, and what's so funny is, I'm gonna tell y'all about reading. You can obtain knowledge and have it already stored inside of you, and the books that you read help you to connect with what you already had inside of you. And that's what some books are confirmation for those that are already intellectual, highly intellectual thinkers, or stimulating thinkers, critical thinking type people, which is I am. I've always been a critical thinker. I always had a far-fetched imagination. Imagination is something that creates a world for you inside of your head where you can bring it out. That's how people come up with technology, come up with designs. The uploads are coming from the higher brain, which is, I got this thing what I say, the replica brain and the organic brain. The organic brain, which would be the realistic brain, the more logical side of thinking, is where, all the emotional, heartfelt stuff and creativity and stuff. The replica brain is the things like the material stuff, the physical world. The Matrix gives you the replica brain. We hooked into a replica brain, and we also connected to the organic brain. You choose which one you want to work with. And like I said, no one's perfect. Sometimes I fall off, but I don't plan on falling off these next couple 6 months, no more. I've been falling off for years, and I'm doing this right here to share with y'all about when I come back. I got another video I'm gonna do about Tupac, and after I do Tupac, I'm gonna come back officially in March with a professional, more outlook for y'all, so y'all could, I guess, respect it, and I can show y'all exactly where I'm trying to go, what I'm doing. And once I get, I'll say like the next 6 to 7 month courses, I'll have it where I could, start giving real industry interviews as far as like I'll be bringing in people that y'all may want to, from young to more mature artists that y'all may want to, hear from, whether it be, a FaceTime interview or, a sit-in, if I can get them to come sit in somewhere and I can open up space for them. Right now I've been making a lot of network. I've been networking a lot and connecting with a lot of people on the low. I haven't really been saying too much, on my social medias and stuff like that. And right now I'm fasting from social media. I'm fasting from Facebook. I'm fasting from Instagram. Those are my two main go-to sites, like social media, sites right now, which is pretty sure that's right. Almost everybody. Pretty much I like Twitter. I just haven't been I haven't been on Twitter in a while. So I want to talk about protecting your power, protecting your energy. And I'm going to be so brief because like when I feel like certain things are listening, you know, it could throw off the energy of where I'm trying to come from. I really wish I could speak on Tupac right now in this brief time that I'm using right now, because I already used up like 10 minutes, but I'm not going to be able to talk about Tupac how I want to. I'm about to come back and display why I'm talking about Tupac, because it has nothing to do with like he's my favorite artist or anything like that, which is he is my favorite artist, and I have several other, but meaning I have to come back and speak on Tupac because this generation, they don't understand what was going on in that time frame, and from 1993 all the way up until 96 to when Tupac died, 6 years later, prior to when he started blowing up in his early career in the early 90s, like 91, 92. And people not understanding that nothing's perfect. Like you go to work every day, you sign a contract to go to work. Just like you see some of these celebrities sign these contracts to go perform and entertain. It's the same thing. The difference is, can you negotiate? And Tupac was as much as a negotiator in his career. You could see it. Even though he wasn't that rich, he wasn't rich because he was too busy making other people rich. So therefore, like if he did take certain pictures, like it's all kind of pictures floating around about Tupac on the internet. Fake pictures, fake Photoshop images of him and stuff like that. Like they had him, chilling in the, like in the bed, with his homeboy out of Digital Underground. I forget his name, but he was on Brenda's Got a Baby. He had a verse on that, and he was on I Get Around. But you know how you young man and you just be messing with your homie or something. You just jump in the bed, dive in the bed, and your partners take the picture. You wake up, man, you gonna take the pic or something like that, bro. Back in the day, that's how it was, man. Everybody was. See, people misunderstand things and take things as if it's homosexuality or some shit like that. Then he took the picture. Like I said, I'm gonna come back and do a whole thing on Tupac next time, and I'm gonna do some other artists too before I actually kick off my podcast or whatever. I'm really moving. I'm moving right now confidentially because I don't want nobody to really, take away from what I'm doing or try to steal any ideas or anything. So everything is very raw, nothing is scripted, everything off my head. That's how I do my music like that. I do everything like that. I don't really too much write a lot. I just wrote my confirmation that I wanted to, make come true this year on a piece of paper, and I got it up under my phone right now. I actually got it like facing me right now, and I'm sticking to that, staying focused to that. So I wanted to come and talk about, protecting your power, which I won't be that long since I already took up 12 minutes. You have to protect your energy, man. You have to shield yourself away from people, from conversations, the way people may think, from the stuff they may listen to everything. You have to get quiet to understand what the Most High really wants you to do, what the Most High wants you to achieve, and what the Most High may want you to receive. I'm not the best at it, but I've gotten way better than what I have been, and I want to just share this and reach out to those that don't understand perhaps my intellect and my observant ways, and understand by listening to a song or one or two songs that I made 3 years ago, and people have this perspective of me like, oh, he's just like every other rapper. This is what you got to understand about where I'm from. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. One of the toughest southern cities in all 50 states, and let alone all the southern states. From Mississippi, Texas, and from Birmingham, Alabama. You got to understand this. I didn't come from an environment where I had to, sell drugs or none of that. I lived, middle class. I wasn't really middle class or what you say per se, because I was raised by my dad's side of my family. My mom's side, they was like, sheltered and privileged to a certain degree to where they could have had made choices and better decisions, but some of the decisions and choices they made beyond the influence of what was going on inside of the system, the masses, what we call the matrix, And on my dad's side, I'm gonna say this much, man. When you don't appreciate your loved ones, man. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Appreciate those who love you and care about you. Because I didn't appreciate a lot. I didn't appreciate my grandma how I really should have. And I wish I would have been the person I am now when my grandma was alive, And I talked to my dad about that, And I'm just blessed to still have family, man, you know, and still have loved ones that really care about me and stuff like that, especially my dad. He's someone I talk to, you know, often. You know, we all feel like, you know, much could be done when it comes to our parents and stuff like that, but I don't hold no, you know, it's the system is created and designed like that. Nothing's perfect. Nothing will never be perfect, which is I'm cool with. You know, you gotta learn. Going through life, you gotta learn. You know, you live and you learn, you know. But I'm saying this to say this. You have to protect your energy, man. You have to keep certain people out of your business. You don't let people know nothing about you. You don't tell people what you got going on until you actually are in the process of finishing it. Once it's finished, then you present it to the people. You know, that's why I don't have no product right now. I have designs and everything. I have plans and blueprints and all that, like I said, inside my head. So once I put it out to y'all will see exactly what my visions was and all that. By the time I started, like, you know, having merchandise for y'all to, you know, purchase if you want to purchase it. It's nothing that I force, you know, from music to, you know, entertainment. You know, I plan on getting more into animation, like, you know, later on in my life. You know, I want to be like on some Spielberg stuff, you know. But I want to say this much, man. Protect your energy, and the best way to do that, man, is to stick to yourself and take it one day at a time, man, and practice on your breathing and clearing your head and clearing your mind and focusing on something positive, reading. You know, I just got back into this mode, honestly. You know, I was like kind of drifting off because, you know, just certain things are like detour you from, you know, focusing on the things that you really need to focus on in life and what's mostly important, what's really important for yourself, you know. And I didn't intend for this video to be that long, you know, so I get more better with my time and whatnot, you know, if more time extended, because, you know, YouTube, it takes so long to upload a video and stuff like that. But I felt like it was very important for me to come back, you know, before March kick in. I was like, I gotta come back and explain some stuff. So for those that don't understand what I said last time when y'all saw me talk about Birmingham platforms and stuff like that, and it's the truth, you know. On that same note, this individual, like I said, came on my channel and left a comment on the wall and was like, you know, there's nothing intricate about your lyrics or nothing like that, because I wasn't using big words and, you know, far as like, you know, sophisticated, you know, vocabulary, you know, witty vocabulary words that I have a large vocabulary. You know, I have at least close to probably 100 to 200 words that I could just use. But using words, look, initiating and implementing vocabulary, it doesn't mean that, you know, you're more highly intellectual or more intelligent than someone just because you are more informed on, you know, certain vocabulary words and using them. Like, take for instance like a Kendrick Lamar versus a Mos Def, a Lupe Fiasco. You know, these are artists that I'm familiar with. So for me to raise my bar and put my mind capacity in a certain realm of using nothing but, you know, high value vocabulary of massive, you know, extended words, and giving you, you know, a big massive of derived vocabulary as far as like, you know, words of you know, more potency, you know. And that doesn't mean anything. I could, you know, if I go deeper into the language, the English, this is not our shit. We don't speak this, especially if you're black, you know. So, you know, just because you have an advanced vocabulary doesn't mean that you're a lyrical monster. So I just want to put that out there for though. There are a lot of lyrical garbage trash artists out there that I don't listen to. A lot of them. I love lyrical music, and I like to be lyrical. You know, I just don't put that into, I don't fit that into my criteria. You know, that's not my, you know, my motive that I want to come across and be a lyrical artist. I could be very lyrical to where you don't even understand me. You know, I could do that all the time. If I wanted to just go rap like Eminem, I can go rap like Eminem or Lupe Fiasco or whatever. That's not how I'm trying to get my point across to the people by being complicated, giving you a sophisticated I give you a sophisticated, more of a sophisticated style of music, more so than a complicated wordplay. You know, I tend to throw, you know, good words, you know, high valued words, which we would call, you know, more advanced, you know, literature, vocab words when it's needed to be implemented. Other than that, if it's no need to implement more defiant vocabulary, you know, word or whatever, whether I'm using adjective, adverbs, or conjunctions, whatever, you know, you shouldn't, you know, it's whatever, you know, from nouns to whatever pronoun, however I want to line up and use my English terms is on me as an artist. Doesn't mean I have to do that to please certain people that like Lupe Fiasco, Mos Def, or Tech Nine, or whoever like you consider like to be most lyrical artists that you have heard or whatever, you know. And I just had to clear that up for that person that was on my comment wall and don't know what you're talking about. You asking me stupid questions and act like an agent, you know, talking about, you know, I'm talking about selling drugs and shit. Yeah, I sold drugs. I did that before. I sold crack before. You know, I had to at one point, and it was something I wasn't proud of, and it's nothing I consistently talk about. I have several albums that's on datpiff.com that you can go search, and you can listen to my albums, and you will see that that's not what my music is about. My music is not about hustling. My music is about coming out of a circumstance in the mud and things I went through. So my music is about my life and what I went through, certain things that happened to me at certain times, and you know, that's what happened. Like, my life was different when I was 19, 18, 17, 35, you know, so my life was totally different at that time back in the mid 2000s and coming into the new millennium. Then this other generation where they're in that lifestyle, in that moment, they glorified. I was coming out of the time era where, you know, it was glorified still to a certain extent, you know, but it was kind of coded out. You know, a lot of guys didn't want to be known for, you know, being trafficking narcotics. You know, I was one of those guys. I never really rapped about it. If I did rap about it, it was because of certain song that I got on with certain artists at the time. You know, that's what they content, you know, consisted of, and I just got smarter with how I move and how I wanted to provide my content to those who listen to me, you know. And you know, a life is a lifestyle. I'm telling you, last time I was like, you know, what I said, I was like, I don't want to collab with artists that talk about things that don't matter, you know. Or it's different if someone, you know, when someone talking about a life experience, you know, something that they experienced that they went through, you know, that's totally different. If you talking about, you know, how you went through it and how you got out of it and the conclusion of what happened after the fact, then you move on from that. There's a lot of artists that don't move on from the trap. You know, if you look at T.I., how he transitioned from trap music to doing great music, to doing music that was uplifting, had nothing to do with him being on the street corner or in the nearest trap house, dope house, bando, whatever you want to call it. He took his music and progressed and did something way far-fetched away from the streets. He doesn't live a street life at all. Several other artists that I could name that don't dwell with any illegal entities or anything like that, period. You know what I'm saying? And when you at a high level like that and you vibrating like that, can't nothing tell you different, because most people that live on a low vibrated level, they're never gonna come up to a high level, because they so focused on things that don't matter, things that don't give them no results. People doing the same thing, going in a circle and not getting no results out of it. You know, I was like that at one time. You know, when you come up out of it, a lot of people. I'm gonna just say this, man. I'm gonna come back again. I'm gonna give y'all some more time. You know, I gave y'all 24 minutes right now, but as you see, I have something to give. And like I said, you can follow me on Instagram at JPL_27, or you can add me on Facebook, JPL Millie Rock, or Rich Noise Millie Rock. And right now, I'm not socially active. Right now, this is how I'm giving my content. So like I said, next time I come back, like right now, I'm working on location, you know, and I'm talking to my people who I talk to in private time about location right now. So I'm gonna give it to y'all a whole different way next time I come back. And like I said, man, protect your energy. Watch who you around. Watch who speak around you. Watch what they say around you. You know, I do more or less talking now than I ever do. More so now, you know, I wake up every day now and like, I don't even like to give people my explore, which is my journey, where my path that I'm on right now. I'm very narrow. I have a narrow vision right now about the aspect I choose to go right now. So y'all, you know, eat this information up today. This light that I shared with y'all, which is healthy. And like I said, man, don't never let nobody tell you what success is. You know, you can't. I just saw an interview with Lil Flip. And before I go, I'm gonna say this. Lil Flip was on Drinker's Champ, and Lil Flip, he one of my favorite rappers, you know, that I used to look up to growing up. You know, like Lil Flip was on Drink Champs, Noriega podcast, and before he did Drink Champs, I saw another interview which is he recited some of the same stuff in the last interview, and he was saying like what's something I always known. After all the money that he made and people hated on him and all that, got him out of his spot because he didn't want to go at T.I. and he didn't want to feed into the bullshit. He played it all the way out. Now everything is on his side now because he kept it real. He didn't go for the hundreds of millions of dollars that he knew he could have made on his own. He was just a kid that knew how to hustle. He's worth like $5 million now, which is he should be worth more, give it a take, if people want to try to play him out his money. He had record deal situations to where, you know, back then, you know how the record labels was shiesty, but to keep it a book and keep it all in a nutshell, he was saying like, if what you make success is what you make it. Success may be for someone that, he said all he wanted to do was just go gold. You know, he wanted the gold plaque so bad. He was like, when he got his first plaque, you know, he sold a couple thousand units, 100,000 units. You know, with Lil Flip Leprechaun sold like over 100,000 units. I remember I had the CD back when I was in high school, like my ninth grade year. I remember when the Leprechaun came out. He moved 100,000 units on the ground, right? That's what made everybody pay attention to him before he blowed up for real. You know, but he was talking about how he made that money and he really just wanted to go gold. He was like, everything else was a blessing that came after that, you know, like from selling platinum, selling 20 million records, all that. He just had one goal. He felt like he reached his success point. Everything else was just a gift from God, a blessing, anything more, you know. So don't never let nobody tell you, you know, what success is, you know, or let nobody tell you what you should strive for, what's successful, you know. You decide where you're successful at, whether it's in knowledge, getting up every day to make yourself a better person, whatever. It could be the smallest things, man. You know, you don't mount someone else's success to yours. You only worry about what you got going on, and you help those who you can help. And like that, I'm signing off. I'm out, man. And hopefully I can get more subscribers next time I come back. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. You feel me? And like I said, it's the done signing off. JPL Mac.